Have you ever been at a company or worked in sales or some other area of the business, of a business, and purposely made decisions that made somebody else's life in the company more challenging because you didn't have the incentive to do that? Right? Think of, I worked at a company and the sales guys who came in to sell at the company I worked at, they worked for a different company. They would come in and they would say, "Hey, I'm going to sell this stuff, but it really doesn't matter what happens after the fact because they didn't have to take care of customer service." Have you seen this type of thing play out in your company or companies that you worked at in the past? Well, I wanted to talk about the cancer that is eating American businesses alive, both small and large. But first, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it's good to frickin' see you. So I pulled up the definition of cancer here on Google. A disease caused by uncontrolled division of abnormal cells in a part of the body. Let me read that again. A disease caused by an uncontrolled division of abnormal cells in part of the body. And I think that pretty accurately describes what is going on in companies across America. My girlfriend mentioned a time where she worked at a company and the people that worked in her same area were making decisions that would purposely hurt another area, and those people over there were making decisions to hurt this area. The sales example that I just told you, I've worked at many different companies over the years, and you see this playing out over and over again. Even when it is my boss, I've had my boss at a company say things to make things harder on somebody that's two levels below them, just to make their ego feel better about what's going on. And this cancer, I think is just an appropriate like definition of what is actually going on, because you've got people making decisions this way and people making decisions this way. They both affect each other and they both end up causing more harm than good. This takes place at small companies and large companies. When there's a cancer at the top of the company, that needs to be controlled, because we look at the individual decision makers at that level and they don't have any incentive to do something in another way. You'd like to think that they do, but think about that sales example, right? After the gentleman that I was talking about sold something, he didn't have any incentive because he didn't play any role in customer service or servicing the accounts. So he was like, "I'm going to do what's right for me." And this type of cancer or male-aligned incentives where there's not teamwork that is incentivized, that's what companies like you to believe, but as you can see, and I'm sure if you've had any experience at different companies, you can see this play out. Or even if you've been at a company for a while, I bet you've seen this play out, is that people don't do what's the right thing for the company. They don't even do what's in the right best interest for themselves a lot of the times, because it's so clouded and they think that their ego is playing the role when really their ego gets in the way of them actually progressing in life. And I think that some form of like dealing with this cancer to take care of people's ego in business, but also the foundational pieces like the person who's actually leading the organization. When there's cancer at the level of the very peak, the apex of an organization, that cancer breeds down to the 3 or 6, 10 people that report to that person, right? If it's a CEO, an owner, or a division head, or a VP, that cancer that they have, because they're not secure in themselves to do the right thing, and they make those decisions when they know they're not the right decisions to make, It bleeds throughout the entire organization. Just like cancer grows in your body, once it starts in one area, it continues to fester, it continues to expand, it continues to destroy other parts of the organization, of your body, or a company, until that cancer is taken care of. And I see it now starting to play out in the very early stages of large companies that are going to be a lot different in a couple of years, as people don't want to work in those environments and they go and do their own thing, because then they can make sure that everybody's actually working together and pushing the organization in the one direction. And anytime that cancer rears its head up, they can do something about it. Love to know what your thoughts are down below. If you guys want to enter it, win a pair of Apple AirPods, you can actually just go, these come in this box because they are actually knockoff, but they are awesome. They're not going to be open because I don't have any desire to actually test them myself. However, my girlfriend has a pair and she uses them every day in the gym. You can enter by going into the link in the description, enter in your email. So you click on the link in the description, scroll down to the bottom, enter in your email. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this, or what are some things that you've experienced with this decision making, with how people use their ego to make decisions, or at the very high level, right? And how you combat and take care of things like this. Let me know down below in the comment section. If you guys want to jump over to Instagram, say what's good, there's a link down below. And don't forget to subscribe and press that bell notification so that YouTube, there's my attempt at the bell right there, you can get notified every time I post a new video. Appreciate you guys. Peace.